And we are live. The Porter Brothers live. What's going on, Bruce?
I am working it, brother. How are you?
Yeah, fantastic. Running around. It's 5 o'clock here in Ireland. So on the hustle and bustle and checking out the latest. We added a few people onto the downline, huh?
Yes, we did.
Nice
That will
work.
continue.
Nice work.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm doing great. We're working it here. Of course, we're doing this show every day. Building these at cost metals. I just talked to one of our guys who buys gold and silver all the time, and
Nice.
I showed him these are prices that we're getting for this, and he immediately signed up.
Nice, man.
Yeah, he immediately signed up. I won't say who he is, but let me just show you that real quick over here. We have the at cost metals. Of course, you want to enter with atcostmetals.club, but here is just some of the pricing here that we're getting. And you can check that out yourself. Go to atcostmetals.club, and then that'll forward you to the main site, or you can just go to atcostmetals.com. And once you register, though, make sure you put in clubs with an S to make sure that you're working with us. And you'll need a referral link anyway. And you can see it's a little bit over spot, okay? But this is quite a few percentage points lower than you would get at a normal dealer. And so that was the first thing that I wanted to kind of explain, because people are like, oh, well, that's still over the spot price. And the spot price is kind of funny price, because the spot price is actually what you're getting or what you're paying for the paper. It's
Right.
not for the actual, it's not for the actual
Physical
gold,
metal.
silver, platinum, as it is. So that's the first thing. And I will say that our friend, who I won't say his name, of course, at the moment, but he buys a lot of gold and a lot of silver. And the fact that he said, all right, Bruce, I'm signing up. And I uploaded some money in there. I'm going to buy some silver, see how it goes. That tells you
That
a
was
lot.
my thought. That was my thought. A
Yeah.
couple of residual gold buyers, gold and silver buyers, are signing up, which is a really good sign. I saw the prices. That was my selling point, and I realized that these are fair and even better than average pricing.
Better than average price. And I asked him straight up. I said, "Is this something that? I mean, are these cheaper than the prices you normally pay?" He says, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, right.
oh yeah."
Oh
And then he
yeah.
signed up. So, as you can see on the site when you go there, we're still in pre-launch. This thing still hasn't officially launched yet. There's thousands of people that are getting in. Of course, we have a pretty hot group of people that are getting in. We're here to help you build everything. The reason we jumped in this, obviously, we're crypto guys, right? One of the reasons, of course, is Global Boost. We have a conversation. We went out to meet the founder, and we said, "Can we add Global Boost as a payment?" And he says, "I'm totally open to it." So we'll be pushing that forward as well. So our Global Boost community, our Boosty community, know that when you are getting involved, when you are buying gold and silver, that is, of course, in the plans. It's in the works. That's what we're working on. And as well, as we move forward with our impact plans, that is going to be, of course, we're going to be working on that too. So pretty interesting situation. Gold and silver and platinum and palladium, these are historically, throughout the history of time, these are ways that people trade. They're ways that you can hedge against inflation. These are the ways that you do it. You have something steady, the same amount of gold that buys your house, 10 or 15 years ago, 100 years ago, even 100 years ago, same amount of gold. Like, we're so used to inflation that it's foreign to us, but the same amount of gold that would buy your house 100 years ago, 200 years ago, is the same amount of gold that would buy it now.
Yeah, It's interesting, and the whole mining process of uh, digging up the new gold and refining it has kept up with basically the birth rate of societies as well. So they're only digging as fast as the human population is growing, and that's part of the stabilization of how it's occurred.
Well, hold on. Now let's take that out of the box a little bit here. Now, what was that you just said?
So of course you can find your gold mines and you can dig gold and find gold in the world. So it is accumulating, but it's been accumulating at the same rate as the birth rate, as the population growth, and that's why it's not overly abundant, and it's not a finite thing such as Bitcoin or some of the cryptos.
Interesting. So, well, I guess that makes sense, right? As
It's
it's hard
also
to
not
mine
like
for.
it's also not like the diamonds where some of the big guys bought all of them, and there's an extra abundance of diamonds compared to what's available on the market. Gold's not quite the same as that.
Well, that is interesting. The diamond market, everybody knows, or if you're paying attention, you know that is controlled by a certain group of people that control a lot of things, and they do keep the diamonds. There's a lot more diamonds available than they let on the market.
Exactly. So same with silver, and I'm gonna start collecting. There's the nice coins that they are going to ship out, or you can hold it on their accounts monthly with the club membership, and it's a super sweet coin. It holds a higher value than average, so I'm pretty stoked to get my first one.
Awesome. Just so you guys know, we're also streaming on Modeling Agent Instagram. I'm forgetting to hit that go live button, so you're gonna have to help me out with that
Yeah,
as we do this, David. It's like
I
we're
hear
going
you.
live. We have all these things to think about, and hitting. It's a little bit, Instagram. At least they're letting us go live now, but it is a little bit tricky, right? You got to do this and do that, and then you got to jump through this and jump through that.
I hear you.
The main the point of this show, we do our morning show, the Money in the Morning show, every morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 5 a.m. in Texas and Louisiana. And then we do this show, which is 11 a.m. in Texas and Louisiana, 12 p.m., 12 noon Eastern Standard Time for the East Coast of the U.S. And then you can, do the math from there. Really, we have a very strong organization growing in Texas, and so we want to work with you guys. If you're interested in getting involved, getting some silver, getting some gold, and most people are going to join the club is a $149 yearly membership and $399 for a year and a half, and that includes some silver, 3 MS70 Eagles, silver Eagles. But for most people, you're going to get in the club. And you're just gonna buy some gold and you're gonna buy some silver for good prices, and you're gonna get it every month, or you're gonna get it every week, or however you do that, and that is gonna be what you do, and that's great, okay, and that's again, that is a wonderful way to participate and to hedge against the inflation, because let's face it, the inflation is absolutely crazy right now. And I'm going to again just show some of our prices that we have here on this. So right now we expect to launch the sites. We expect to really launch end of the week, probably Sunday. But you can see here, and I don't know, I can make some of this bigger, but we have a ACM, which is at Cost Metals. We get the sell price there at $259. We also buy it back. So let's say you buy it and then you want to sell it back at a certain rate. Okay. So the spot price, and again, the spot price is the paper price. That's what they're selling the paper at. But the actual sell price really is a bit higher, and that's very normal. And then if you go to a dealer, okay, you're going to have another probably 5-6 points on that, just so you know. And you can test these out. That's at costmetals.com. You can go and check them out. Okay. So we have what we're leading off right now with is we have the gold eagle, the 1 ounce gold eagle. And I'm trying to make it bigger so everybody can see kind of the prices here. because I know you're on your screens. And if you're in Texas and Louisiana, we'd like to talk to you wherever you are. But David, maybe if you could run even my number up there, I would like to talk to you guys. You can give me a call directly, and
Sure.
and we can talk about it. So right now we're starting off with, we have the 1 ounce Gold Eagle, the 1 ounce Gold Buffalo, the 1 ounce Gold Maple Leaf. We have the 1 ounce Gold Bar, the 1 ounce Gold Krugerrand, 100-gram Gold Bar, and you can see, that's now, we had a price jump there, 65. That is all there. These numbers are just updated, so I know there's a little bit of lag on some of the stuff, but 65.11 on that. The Palladium 1 ounce Palladium Pamp Bar, okay, and that is about $1,000, $955. We got Platinum, the American Platinum Eagle. We have the 1 ounce Silver Eagle Common Date, the 1 ounce Silver Maple Leaf. That's my number there. It's 202-436-6577. I like most people, so don't be shy. Give me a call and let's talk. I enjoy people, so let's talk about it. The hedge, they're going to continue printing money here in Washington. I mean, there's not much else that they can do to get themselves out of the mess. I would say mess, but you can say whatever you want. But they can there's really only one thing that they can do, and that's print more money. They have to mint more money. And about 90% of all of the money that they're minting is it's digital. And so people are, they're scared of the CBDCs. They're scared of the different, types of, they're scared of this digital money, but your money's already digital. I mean, you deposit your money into the bank, and what happens?
Yeah, they take it for a few days and they trade it around and trade it around and trade it around, and they profit off it. And it's they're going to continue to do that while you don't make anything. And if you do make an investment with the bank, you're really at the bare minimum of what they need to give you.
Yeah, at the bare minimum, what they need to give you. And here's the deal, guys. The thing is about, of course, what do I always say? You need gold, you need silver, you need crypto, you need property, right? And you need cash. I mean, these are the things that you need. And we are crypto guys, and we're big believers. And if you look today, we have a nice pullback, really, and I call it a nice pullback because where I'm at in this game, I like the pullbacks too. Okay. And of course, as we talked about, we had Henry Weingarten on our show this morning, and I'll probably have him come on this show with us as well, because he was really great. But the crypto goes up and it goes down and it goes all around, and it's not for everything. And so there's one thing though that you can pretty much take to the bank, as they used to say, right? But it's almost like gospel at the moment, and that is that your dollars are going to inflate. So your dollars are going to inflate, and your gold is going to stay. Your precious metals are going to stay. They're going to hold that value. Okay, they're going to hold the value. And crypto is going to go like this, and it's probably going to go like this, as it goes up. But
absolutely.
But it's volatile.
Exactly.
And it's not for everybody. So you can look, the Bitcoin price right now, 42.33. It's down about 1%, almost 2%, 1.7% on that. Of course, you have the other ones kind of just following that. Ethereum has been overperforming, really, still down 1.5%. Solana is still up. They have those are the central bankers. You look at XRP 5, 6.5. I know a lot of our friends are sweating those, but they all have their own place. And so what we have here is a club, and that's the other thing about crypto is that it's hard to get. it's not very clear regulation still. Okay. And, to have a club where people can just go buy the crypto, we should be able to do that. And probably in the future, we're going to be able to do that. But right now, it's dicey. It's dicey. And so we're able to put together something like this where we have a club and you can get metals at cost, work directly with us, and we think that's pretty cool. Some more stuff that they're selling here. Of course, we have the specialty bullion, gold and silver, the Great Britain Silver Britannia. So all this stuff, and this is really good to see. Now this stuff just went live. This listing, it just went live on the site today, maybe at midnight last night or something. And it's really easy to see because that was one of the things that I was very curious about. And that was that, what types of metals are we going to be selling? And I know I spoke to JD, and JD said it's not going to just be, it's not going to just be our own branded coins. And so I knew that, but it's just nice to see, right? There it is. We're selling the stuff that everybody's buying. Okay. That everybody's buying, and you can join. And once you buy a few different silver coins or a few different gold coins or some bullion or some bars, you're going to have your money that you spent on the club membership back in no time.
Right. And it's a great part. And like I said, it even makes a great gift. You have a couple things, you didn't go shopping last minute on Christmas. Well, show up with that silver coin, and they'll be happy, man.
Well, that's absolutely correct. And so let's say you buy one of these coins once a month, or if you do the coin of the month, which is very simple, coin of the month, $75, and you get your coin of the month. By the end of the year, you have 7 great coins that are wonderful gifts, right? I mean, we all, 12 people is probably about your shopping list, right? Maybe it's even more. Maybe you should buy for 12 people, but you don't in the end. But what a great way to do your shopping, right?
Yeah.
And here we are in January. So while I have this pulled up, these videos are actually great. Why don't I go ahead, and I think I just asked Fly what time we go to commercial. I think we're going to commercial at 18 minutes. So we should be on commercial right about now. Let me look at Smart Money Culture TV. And we are on commercial. Perfect timing. So we're going to continue here while we're on commercial with our Smart Money Culture. I'm going to go ahead and play this
Me
one.
gustaría compartir una breve descripción del
Spanish. I'm not going to play that one. This is the pre-registration guide here.
Hey there, future affiliates. Let's talk about pre-registration. It's a tad different from what the process will be at our official launch. But don't worry, we're here to guide you through the steps to ensure a seamless registration and sign up. First things first, you'll need the link or referral code from the person who introduced you to at Cost Metals.
That's club.
If you use the link, it'll take you directly to the sign up page. If not, no worries. Just head to our homepage, click on sign up, and enter the referral code. Here's a pro tip. The referral code that you used to join will be displayed at the top of the page. It's a great idea to double check this before you start filling in all your details. This will ensure your proper placement in the genealogy. Next, you'll enter your basic contact information. Be sure to double check the placement settings at the bottom to align with your building preferences. They are the default settings you use to place your referrals. You can select either outside bottom left or outside bottom right. And if you want to activate your holding tank, you can do that too. The maximum time for using the holding tank is 24 hours. It's also important to note that you'll be placed into the genealogy only after you've verified your email and added funds. It is a good idea to add more than $25 worth of Bitcoin, Doge, or Litecoin. You can send more and use those funds to verify the accounts of your referrals or towards any purchases in the future. Doing this helps to speed things up. It is faster and cheaper to use Litecoin and Doge. We will also be adding debit, credit, and ACH options. Keep in mind, your referral link won't function until your email and proper payment amount is verified and you are placed in the genealogy. We've put these measures in place to prevent the genealogy from being flooded with free accounts. And remember, the funds you sent are not a fee for early access. The funds you send are there to activate your account at launch or to use with any transactions in the future. Thanks for joining. We look forward to working with you.
So there you have that. As we're, we just started really doing this show, right? We have, we're on Smart Money Culture TV. You can check them out online as well. Smart Money Culture TV. You can always watch us there, as well as impact.live and across LinkedIn and Networks Manager, Twitter, Crypto Cake, YouTube, Washington Elite, all of these types of things. But, I'll tell you, David, we've done a number of things over the years, and this one really, it's got legs, and you can see here, right here. And I think one of the reasons it has legs is everybody knows that they need to be in gold. They need to be in silver. They need to be in metals, not just in crypto and dollars.
Or the stock market. And even property itself is difficult. If you don't pay taxes on your property, that's not even going to be there.
That's true. I mean, that's, of course, one of the biggest scams out there. Owning, it's not a scam in the sense that as long as you pay your taxes and everything else, of course, all of our property values have doubled and tripled over the past years. But yeah, if you don't pay your taxes, they take your house. That's a scam.
That's true. Yeah, crazy system we have going on.
It is a crazy system that we have going on. I think we're about to go live here back on our network. We are welcome back, guys, back on our network at Smart Culture TV. A little bit of a delay, so we're just really getting that stuff down. Again, this is now our third show. It just started with the commercials, so that is we're still jiving here as we learn how this stuff goes, right? But I'll tell you what, it's what we have here is something really special. And just even the fact that, and I won't mention his name, but just the fact that he jumped on this and said, okay, Bruce, I'm in, this is cool. I'm going to buy some silver. This is cheaper than what I'm paying. I think it says a lot.
That screams numbers, right?
It really does. It really does. Now you can follow us as well at Cost Metal on X. At Cost Metal is where we set up our Twitter account there. Okay. And again, the fun thing about this stuff is that we get to work with everybody, right? We get to work with people. So you follow this, you can see on my screen here at costmetals.club. That takes you right to our referral link here. That was our show from yesterday. I should pin this. Here we go. We're live right here. I wanted to show you another one of these videos that we have here. Oh, this is what I wanted to share right here.
I think we should all create our own bank. I think we need to create our own.
Oops.
I think we should all create our own bank. I think we need to create our own bank. First, you set up a community trust structure, and then you appoint everybody as a managing director of a trust. You set up a trust account for
this is how you do it.
everybody. Everybody pools all this together. You buy gold and silver with it. You invest it, and you pay dividends back to everybody in the community. That's how we could run an economic system and completely bypass the federal government and the international bankers. Every community could do that. Every church could do that. Every organization could do that. Every family could do that. And watch the wealth start shifting back into your hands again instead of into the hands of those who really don't care about your wealth. The New World Order has no concern for your money, really. They
Interesting, right?
just
Yeah,
want power and
I
control.
could watch that video quite a few times because I love that that speech he gave.
And insecure.
Totally insecure, he says. They're scared. They're totally insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is interesting. I mean, basically, that's what crypto is, right? That's what gold is. That's what silver is. That's what getting out of the U.S. dollar, out of this fiat monetary system, is all about. And just to explain that to everybody again, I know we talk about it all the time, but I mean, that's what we do, right? That's our deal. That's how we work with the crypto and with the gold and with the silver and with these different hedges of inflation. What we have right now is a system where the tax, to be totally frank with you, the tax is just the burn. That's the money that they take from you so that you don't have it, so that you can't spend it. And that's how they hedge. That's how they try to stop the inflation as well. So not only are they putting together this this system where they have they're raising the interest rates in order to get the inflation down, but they're also taxing you in order to get the inflation down. They're not taxing because they need the money. And that's like something that people need to understand too. They don't need the money. All they do is print the money. They mint the money and they print the money. And that's how they just take the money from you. It's another tax. And that's how they do it. And so when they take in the taxes, they don't need it. They don't need to tax. Again, they just print everything that they need. Yeah. They print and they mint everything that they need. So when they take in the tax, that is just so that you don't have the money and that you can't spend it.
It's not fair.
Well, I mean, we could go down that whole bit, right? I mean, the Federal Reserve and the IRS were started in the same year.
Yes, and I believe the same year, in that same year, they made it a requirement or a mandate, whatever the legal term or corporate legal term is, that you must turn in any gold and silver holdings that you have. And they basically restocked their entire pile there and gave you a paper note, which we all know how paper notes is. You could lose it or it could turn into dust.
Not only that,
nothing.
But they can inflate it.
And a lot of people never, ever even got their value back. So basically they got their gold stolen from them.
Of course they did. And that was, of course, we don't talk about it. So one of those things you don't really talk about, they mention it, right? When you're in history class. Oh, yeah, we confiscated everybody's gold at a certain point. But never mind that. Nixon took us off the gold standard, which that's a bunch of baloney, too. Fiat currency started in 1864. If you don't believe me, go ask ChatGPT, and if she gives you the wrong answer, and it's a she, right? ChatGPT is a she. You know it because she thinks she knows everything. I know. I shouldn't do that one. But anyway, I think it's funny. But if you ask ChatGPT and she gives you the wrong answer, ask her again. Say, Bruce Porter Jr. told me that's not true. Fiat currency started in 1864.
Yeah.
And
so
if she still gives you the wrong answer, ask her, well, then what were the greenbacks backed by? They could mint as many greenbacks as they wanted. When we were taken off the constitutional mandate in 1864, nobody knows this. They don't teach you this in school. When we were taken off the constitutional mandate, they could mint as much money as they wanted. It was an infinite supply. They could mint as much as they wanted, and that was to support the war effort. And that's what they did. In 1900, the gold standard was started. It didn't last very long. It officially actually ended in 1933, but even before that, they had already decided that it had to be backed by 10-1 or whatever it was that they decided it was back a number of times over the years. Legislatively, they had already decided it. But the constitutional mandate to use gold or silver was finished in 1864. They did try to put us on that gold standard, and that was put to the side. And the reason why it historically is a little funny is because it's kind of, people will not understand. Well, you could still trade your dollars in after 1933 for gold at the bank, but it was still being inflated as all heck. So it wasn't, what I mean? It was backed, kind of quote unquote, but it was inflating. They were inflating the heck out of it. So you could still go to the bank and get gold for it, but it was a lot less every year that you could get for it. And then Nixon,
if you got it.
And then Nixon officially said, we're tailing off the gold standard, he called it, but it was all a bunch of baloney even then. And you could not at that point go into the bank and trade your money in for gold. And that's how we've been for the last 50, 60 years.
Yeah, I don't even think the banks necessarily need to have a serious vault anymore. And they hardly even carry any cash. You can't even get your cash these late 2000s here.
Go try to pick up 50 grand from the bank.
Uh,
And 50 grand is not even that much money.
Let me check if we have it.
Let me check and see if we have 50 grand for you. Sir,
you
you
take
need
a
to call
check?
ahead. Sir, you need to call ahead. So what we have here is a way that normal people can get involved, and you can buy onesie, twosie, whatever you want, get some silver, get some gold at cost, and start to hedge yourself against what's going on. You probably have some property, and you probably have some crypto at this point, right? And the crypto's probably going to skyrocket, I think. Now, our Henry Weingarten, who is as well, he uses astrology too in order to chart, which is pretty interesting. I'm going to have him on here again. But he said that we're going to go down for the rest of the month. And then what they're really they're going to try to lower rates because it's an election year, but I don't think they're going to be successful. I don't think they're going to be able to lower rates like they want anyway. They might be able to lower them, but I don't think they're going to lower them right off. They're not going to be able to because inflation is too high.
Yeah, it's true. So the dollar average will stay up there even if your dollar's not as strong. That's how you feel it. You feel it at the grocery stores, at the gas pumps, and so the numbers might look stable or so, but then when you go to buy something, you're gonna feel the impact.
You're gonna feel the impact. You're gonna feel the impact, and that's always pretty interesting. Now, since we are talking a lot about the central banks, I know I played this video quite a bit, but this is the history of the central bank. This is how what they did to us, okay? And a lot of people don't know this. And it talks about the crash too, and how it was coordinated. What is the central bank? The central bank is running the United States right now. The central banks across the world are running the countries. We can't stop the endless wars, because the central banks pay for them. They don't need Congress's approval to pay for the wars because the central bank will pay for them. So here's a quick history of the central bank. And I know I play this quite a bit, but it's so important, and they say it really well.
The central bank is an institution that produces the currency of an entire nation. Based on historical precedent, two specific powers are inherent in central banking practice: the control of interest rates and the control of the money supply, or inflation. The central bank does not simply supply a government's economy with money, it loans it to them at interest. Then, through the use of increasing and decreasing the supply of money, the central bank regulates the value of the currency being issued. It is critical to understand that the entire structure of this system can only produce one thing in the long run: debt. It doesn't take a lot of ingenuity to figure this scam out. For every single dollar produced by the central bank is loaned at interest. That means every single dollar produced is actually the dollar plus a certain percent of debt based on that dollar. And since the central bank has the monopoly over the production of the currency for the entire country, and they loan each dollar out with immediate debt attached to it, where does the money to pay for the debt come from? It can only come from the central bank again, which means the central bank has to perpetually increase its money supply to temporarily cover the outstanding debt created, which in turn, since that new money is loaned out at interest as well, creates even more debt. The end result of this system without fail is slavery, for it is impossible for the government and thus the public to ever come out of the self-generating debt. At this time, the dominant families in the banking and business world were the Rockefellers, the Morgans, the Warburgs, the Rothschilds. And in the early 1900s, they sought to push, once again, legislation to create another central bank. However, they knew the government and public were very weary of such an institution, so they needed to create an incident to affect public opinion. So, J.P. Morgan, publicly considered a financial luminary at the time, exploited his mass influence by publishing rumors that a prominent bank in New York was insolvent or bankrupt. Morgan knew this would cause mass hysteria, which would affect other banks as well. And it did. The public, in fear of losing their deposits, immediately began mass withdrawals. Consequently, the banks were forced to call in their loans, causing the recipients to sell their property, and thus a spiral of bankruptcies, repossessions, and turmoil emerged. Putting the pieces together a few years later, Frederick Allen of Life magazine wrote, "The Morgan interests took advantage to precipitate the panic, guiding it shrewdly as it progressed." Unaware of the fraud, the Panic of 1907 led to a congressional investigation headed by Senator Nelson Aldrich, who had intimate ties to the banking cartels and later became part of the Rockefeller family through marriage. The commission, led by Aldrich, recommended a central bank should be implemented so a panic like 1907 could never happen again. And in 1913, with heavy political sponsorship by the bankers, Woodrow Wilson became president, having already agreed to sign the Federal Reserve Act in exchange for campaign support. And 2 days before Christmas, when most of Congress was at home with their families, the Federal Reserve Act was voted in, and Wilson in turn made it law. A world banking system was being set up here, a superstate controlled by international bankers, acting together to enslave the world for their own pleasure. The Fed has usurped the government. Now, the public was told that the Federal Reserve System was an economic stabilizer, and inflation and economic crises were a thing of the past. Well, as history has shown, nothing is further from the truth. The fact is, the international bankers now had a streamlined machine to expand their personal ambitions. For example, from 1914 to 1919, the Fed increased the money supply by nearly 100%, resulting in extensive loans to small banks and the public. Then, in 1920, the Fed called in mass percentages of the outstanding money supply, thus resulting in the supporting banks having to call in huge numbers of loans, and just like 1907, bank runs, bankruptcy, and collapse occurred. Over 5,400 competitive banks outside of the Federal Reserve System collapsed, further consolidating the monopoly of a small group of international bankers. Privy to this crime, Congressman Lindbergh stepped up and said in 1921, "Under the Federal Reserve Act, panics are scientifically created. The present panic is the first scientifically created one, worked out as we figure a mathematical equation." However, the Panic of 1920 was just a warm-up. From 1921 to 1929, the Fed again increased the money supply, resulting once again in extensive loans to the public and banks. There was also a fairly new type of loan called a margin loan in the stock market. Very simply, the margin loan allowed an investor to put down only 10% of a stock's price, with the other 90% being loaned through the broker. In other words, a person could own $1,000 worth of stock with only $100 down. However, there was a catch to this loan. It could be called in at any time and had to be paid within 24 hours. This is termed a margin call, and the typical result of a margin call is the selling of the stock purchased with the loan. So, a few months before October in 1929, J.D. Rockefeller, Bernard Baruch, and other insiders quietly exited the market. And on October 24th, 1929, the New York financiers who furnished the margin loans started calling them in masse. This sparked an instantaneous, massive sell-off in the market, for everyone had to cover the margin loans. It then triggered mass bank runs for the same reason, in turn collapsing over 16,000 banks, enabling the conspiring international bankers to not only buy up rival banks at a discount, but to also buy up whole corporations at pennies on the dollar. It was the greatest robbery in American history. But that didn't stop there. Rather than expanding the money supply in order to recover from this economic collapse, the Fed actually contracted it, fueling one of the largest depressions in history.
And that, my friends, is the history that they don't teach you. The history of the central bank and how it has taken over basically all the countries in the world. We're on a commercial break in Texas and Louisiana. We'll pick back up here in about 3 minutes as they're running the commercials. But it is a scam. It's a scam.
Yeah, big time. Major play by them, and to slip it under everybody's nose, especially the American people's nose, who are a sovereignish type bunch, and they've been able to incorporate this type of financing structure. And like you heard in the videos earlier, your dollar all starts from debt. They're issuing notes that are based on being paid back. So you're issued your note in debt, and there's no getting out of it. We'll have to find a way. And I hope that it is smooth, clear, peaceful, and fun. I like to enjoy the day. I like to have a good time. So I hope that, we figure out this type of thing easily. And I think buying gold and silver for yourself, for your family, is most likely the way to go in these times.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's one of the ways that you can help yourself. I mean, here's the thing, guys. You have there is, hold on here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there are. I'm trying to make sure we come in. We just started doing these commercials on air, and so we're trying to make sure that we get everything right. We're going to come in 40 seconds. We'll be coming in. I got my timer up here. So obviously we loved our normal distribution on X and on, of course, LinkedIn and on Instagram and on all of these other ones that we love to use. But of course, TV is king, right?
It is.
Still.
It's the smoothest network.
It's the smoothest network, and we are about to go back live. Welcome back, folks, in Texas and Louisiana. Thanks for tuning in here. We are the Porter Brothers. And
yes, I am David Porter. This is the big brother, Bruce Porter Jr.
That's me, Bruce Porter Jr. You know I'm the bigger brother because my head's bigger.
Yeah, but his bank account.
Along with that, I tell you, it's funny. They say your head is one of those things that it keeps growing. Your head, your nose, your ears, they all keep growing. Your hands, I think, your feet.
Are you getting to that point where you're starting to notice?
Oh, no, my head's been big for a long time. My head's been big. It's been big. I'm part of the big head.
It won't stop.
The big head. I'm part of the big head club. The other thing I wanted to show you here is this short video. This is only a minute here, and I like to share this one too because it talks about how the Federal Reserve and the IRS started in the same year. I think this is the one here.
Hmm. The W-2 tax is a funny story as well. That started back then to fund the war, and essentially we never stopped funding any wars, so everybody's paying these W-2 taxes, and it was supposed to be for one particular event, and they just ran with it and never stopped.
Hold on a second. I wasn't sharing the video.
Oh no, were you watching it? 'Cause I was like,
I was wondering why you were talking. I'm like, the video's talking, David.
I was like, well, I just thought of something.
Good job. All right, here we go.
This is Jekyll Island, where in 1910, representatives from the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Morgans, and other private bankers gathered secretly to draft the legislation that would create the Federal Reserve. I found it revealing that in the same year the Federal Reserve was founded, 1913, the Internal Revenue Service was also established. An income tax was then instigated so you and I would have to pay the politicians' debt plus interest to the bankers.
The problem is we have a privately owned central bank system in the United States disguised as a government-owned system. Now, if you look in the telephone book here in the Washington, D.C. area, you look up for Federal Reserve in the blue government pages, it's not there. It's in the white pages right next to Federal Express. It's a privately owned central bank.
Central banks are banking
They're banking cartels. It's a monetary revolution, guys. It's a monetary revolution. Go to @costmetals.club, join the club, start buying gold and silver. It's $149 you have to fund in order to join the club. $3.99, that includes 3 MS-70 silver dollars, silver eagles. And you can buy all kinds of stuff. And then if you're interested in referring people, the compensation plan is unbelievable. But I mean, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. And then as well, if you're in the club and if you're doing these types of things, get some global boost, get some crypto, start to diversify, start to get out of the US dollar. They're going to keep inflating this US dollar until, and you hear in some of this stuff that we just play, I mean, we are slaves. Like you're not even supposed to have anything else but paper money. And so here's an easy way to get some gold, to get some silver, to start to diversify. Of course, you're working with us. We're working. We're going to have, hopefully, in the very near future, it looks like we'll be accepting Boosty, Global Boost there as well. I can tell you that we've done this 2 other times before where we made partnerships with companies like this, and it really, really skyrocketed the price. We did 100x, 200x sometimes on the Global Boost. So that is available. I'll just write that in here. The Global Boost is available on Probit. It's one of the good exchanges here. Let me just get that link. I'll drop that over here in the comments. I don't know where the comments show up for everybody. I think it's on the YouTube. Definitely we're on Networks Manager Facebook. So we're publishing on Networks Manager Facebook. We didn't use that one for years. but there it is. The thing about Global Boost too is it has a very small supply. It's basically Bitcoin. Okay, with max coins of like 29 million and a half or 29,135, something like that. I think we wrote in there, we commented the code 30 million, but I don't think it'll ever reach there. We have it's a proof of work coin, so it's you can't seize it, you can't freeze it, you can't stop it. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. And then of course, with a little bit of work from our end, you're going to be able to trade it in for metals, trade it back and forth for gold, for silver, for palladium, platinum. It's pretty interesting stuff. So I'm going to play another. I think I'm going to play another video here. We didn't run through the comp plan and stuff like that. I mean, really, guys, this is it's really for you guys. So I just want to, I will run through the compensation. I'll let our little AI girl run through the compensation for us here. Let me share my screen. And this is, if you want to get involved, if you want to do that, I think it's a great payout, great plan. Let's see what our friend here, she's going to explain it better than me.
I'd like to share a brief overview of the at-cost metals compensation plan for our affiliates. Affiliate marketing is proving to be one of the most effective means to bring products and services to market. We could have paid a traditional marketing company for commercials and radio ads, but we would rather share that budget with people that love precious metals as much as we do. So, in addition to providing the best possible pricing of gold and silver metals for our customers, we provide a simple, strong, worthwhile compensation plan for our affiliates. Here's how we do it. Imagine a scenario where helping someone know where to get the best price on precious metals gets you paid. Now imagine having a network of affiliates that make customer referrals, which could pay you exponentially. That's what we do. It's simple. When you refer a new customer, we give you a direct commission. The sale of a metals package pays a $25 direct commission, and the Metals Plus package pays you a $50 direct. We believe that if you're doing the work of bringing us a new customer, you deserve to get paid immediately. That's fair, right? Of course it is. But there is more commission available. If you really want to accelerate your income, you can share the program with other affiliates to earn team commissions, or what we call cycles. Here's how the cycles work. Picture two baskets that accumulate and track points generated from sales. The Metals package is worth 30 points, and the Metals Plus packages are worth 100 points, and our Get Ahead monthly program is worth 20 points. Once both of your baskets collect at least 500 points, you earn a $500 commission. Each time the baskets tally 500 and 500, it's another $500 commission. And any extra points you have after each cycle will roll over towards the next cycle. Remember though, the sales do not have to be made just by you. Points are generated and accumulated into your buckets by your entire network. Something else really great is that if there are any unused points after a cycle, you actually get to keep them and use them towards the next cycle. We have 3 ranks with different weekly commission potentials: affiliate, silver, and gold affiliates. Affiliates can earn up to $2,000 a week in team commissions. That's potentially over $100,000 a year with just 2 referrals. Silver affiliates can earn up to $10,000 a week, and gold affiliates can earn a whopping $30,000 a week. To add on to this, there are still 2 more ways to get paid. Once you reach the silver and gold ranks, you get a 10% match on the team cycles earned by your affiliates. These really add up. But here's our favorite part. We share commissions from the very first affiliate account in our network and pay a brand new kind of bonus. We call it the Pot of Gold bonus. We take 50% of commissions generated for that account and split it equally among all the gold affiliates. The other 50% contributes towards promotions, events, and other things that make things better for our customers and affiliates. So, what does it take to make the top rank? We think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Just 6 referrals with at least one affiliate ranked as a silver in both teams. We intentionally made it as easy as possible to rank up, so be sure to check out the compensation plan outlined on the site for more details. We know there's a ton of options when searching for the right place to get gold and silver. But in reality, the only real difference is the pricing. At Cost Metals, it's more than a name, it's our philosophy. And we want to share it around the world with you. It's the perfect combination of pricing and a worthwhile affiliate program. If this makes sense, get with the person who shared this and let them know what you think. Or even better, get their link and sign up today. We'd love to be working with you soon. Thanks for watching. And remember to get back to the person who referred you here.
There you have it. So I feel like she does a good job of explaining it, right?
Yeah.
So
she does.
if you go to @costmetals.club, go ahead. If you go to @costmetals.club, that forwards to our affiliate link there, which is clubs @costmetal.club. That puts you at costmetal.com. This is, and I tell you, I know I mentioned it a few times, but super excited about our friend who buys gold and silver quite often, and he hopped on it. He says, yeah, that's better prices than I get. So at cost, you're going to get gold and silver at cost. It's just like joining a club. And, you know, actually, if you Costco recently started selling gold and silver, and they're absolutely killing it. They're absolutely killing it. And it's actually like their number one thing that they're selling right now, because people really, they know that they need to get out of the dollar. Yeah, they need to be in gold and silver. They need hedges against inflation. So you need crypto. You need in real crypto, okay? Bitcoin, Litecoin, Global Boost, real crypto that they can't seize, they can't freeze, they can't take by court order. You need gold, you need silver, you need property, and you need some cash, because you never know when you're going to need cash.
It's true. And with the, you see and the headlines and stuff, some of the billionaires are buying bunkers. Well, there's a sense of preparation for everybody as well. You don't know what's going to happen. It's an election year, and like, we're trying to help support you with your wealth and your health, and precious metals at costmetals.club is the way to go.
At costmetals.club. Again, they just updated the site. So if you follow the link there at costmetals.club and then toggle over, you're going to see the types of coins that we are selling. Okay. And we expect the sales part to launch on Sunday. You can get in, you can join the club and secure your spot. But you can see here we have the and this is all, you know, like I said, best prices you're going to find. You can compare the prices. We have the gold eagle, the 1 ounce gold eagle, the 1 ounce gold buffalo, the 1 ounce gold maple. And now, and the other part about this is you can either have this shipped to you at cost, or you can hold it in the vault. And the vault is a super secure vault. It's not just our vault. It's a vault that we use, and that's used by many other people. It's international vault, and it's insured, and it's safe and all that stuff. But I mean, you know, I'm going to want to have most of mine, but maybe you want to spread it out as well. Okay. But the gold, 1 ounce gold buffalo, the 1 ounce gold maple leaf, the 1 ounce gold bar. I'll keep the prices in shot there. Okay. So I invite you to check this out. You know, compare the prices. I think you're going to like them. I know you're going to like them. The 1 ounce gold bar, the 1 ounce gold Kruger, like our German ancestors, David. 100 gram gold bar, 1 ounce palladium pamp bar, 1 ounce American platinum eagle, 1 ounce silver Eagle Common Date.
And the prices are trusted. Like we were telling you at the beginning, the people that we reached out to first are people that we know are into gold and silver, and they concurred, and now they're enrolled.
And now they are joined the club. So super excited about it. Reach out to us. There's our numbers right there. Feel free to give us a call, or just follow the link and go ahead and sign up, and then we can talk from there. Thanks for joining in, guys. We really appreciate it. David,
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bruce, and everybody following.
Cheers.
Your voice is powerful. When combined with social engagement, it's a force for change. Decentralized media paired with free speech is the catalyst for an empowered world and a unified, invaluable ecosystem. Join Global Boost, become a champion of free speech, and help to reshape the future of media.